Hi, I'm Navah Asner. I'm the founder of the Ed Asner Family Center. Did you know that we have counseling services here at the center? And our goal is to not send families away based on their ability to pay. This is my mental health director.
Hi, I'm Chrisa. I'm the licensed marriage family therapist, and we have availability for telehealth sessions. We also take insurance and private pay sliding scale. So please give me a call at 818-855-2199.
Take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Call us today.
Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm Chrisa.
And I'm Navah. And welcome to another health and mental wellness check-in.
Show number 98.
98? No, she's being zany.
I know, I started that last week because it just feels like the pandemic has been obviously, lately it's been a bit difficult. We've had to muster up all of our tools and techniques to really be patient here in Los Angeles. We're experiencing a lot of smoke in the air, and we're having some difficulties with the fires on the West Coast. And so we're sort of back in lockdown a bit in the air conditioning. We have limits in terms of our exercise abilities. So,
which was one of our great outlets.
Our great outlet, which was definitely a technique for me to have some escape and some self-care. So once again, we're having to be flexible and amend what we're doing to stay healthy and
sane.
Totally.
I think one of the issues that I've been hearing a lot from our community is when you're dealing with special needs parents, your kids, even I call everyone kids, by the way, even our teens and adults, young adults, they get to a point where they keep asking us, how much more can we take?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, don't jinx it. Don't say this is as much as we can take, because there's always
saying,
there can be more. There's earthquakes.
Yeah.
There's all this kind of horror that, but the reality is, one of the things that Chris and I both, and I know a lot of parents who, okay, well, I can't, my kid is not in person. I'm doing the online learning, but then at least I know that we can go somewhere on the weekends. At least I know we can save up our, our outing time for, to go to the park, or they were going, a lot of people were going to the beach. Now we have what's going on right now. You and I both had these, we were talking about, we had these wonderful trips, our first trips in 6 months. And Matt and I had to cancel our Oregon trip. You had to cancel your Yosemite trip. And it's, it's like one disappointment after the other.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the moral of our show today. So our show today is about, getting your tribe together and finding the lost tribe, the tribe of your community, in my world and in Chris's world, it's our girls,
our family, our extended family.
Exactly.
People that really we reach out to when we need extra support. And once again, that sort of mental health check-in with your neighbors, your family, your friends. I really do. My birthday, I celebrated my birthday a few weeks ago. Our producer also celebrated his birthday. I know I got a ton of messages on Facebook and text messaging and real phone calls that people actually reached out. It made such a difference during this pandemic to just sort of have that extra layer of connection and reach out and talk to people, even though it was virtual, but still it was so nice. And it made me like walk on the clouds for a whole week. It was just really a great experience to have. And so just reminding people to do that more often, it really does make a difference in someone's life, that you reach out to them or offer a smile.
Absolutely. And I think, these are the times when we have to go above and beyond for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, each one of us, I don't care how strong you think the person is, we all need support right now. We all need extra love. We all need extra attention. And, like Chrisa said, pick up the phone. Don't just text somebody. Pick up the phone and speak to them. And Matt Asner loves the Zoom. He loves looking at people. So, there's some positives to what we're all going through today. But I wanted Chrisa, who's our wonderful, pillar of our community, our mental health director, I wanted her to talk a little bit about some of our new ways that the center is going to be supporting the special needs family in the fall, starting with the most important thing, which is our mental health division.
Yes. And, Navah, I have been licensed since 2006, but prior to that, I worked many years as an intern at Vista Del Mar, Julia Ann Singer, and I did a lot of parent consultation. I mean, I'm totally dating myself, but whatever. We're going back to early 2000, where the world of autism has changed so much. Special needs community has changed so much with awareness and different ways of self-care and good mental health and wellness for the whole family. So, I mean, when I think back, it's really come a long way from 2000 to 2020. And so having
I think that's what we have all tried to do, is support the entirety of the family rather than the special needs individual.
Correct. And I think having that wealth of information and experience, and your firsthand experience, your family as well. And so having all of that experience, we're really able to create a very supportive mental health department here. And, I love working with young adults, and we'll talk about that in a minute, about supporting the young adult, 18 and older, socially and within romantic dating relationships. We'll totally get to that in a second. But right now, our team at Asner Family Center, we have Jeff, who is a wonderful spirit. He describes himself, he's from Hawaii, so he has that aloha spirit. He's studied martial arts, and he has like a laid back style to therapy. He is an associate marriage family therapist, and he's under my supervision, and he is currently available to work with people from the special needs community or families, or anybody really that is seeking mental wellness. And he also is important to our community because he's a male therapist.
Right. I was just going to say, it's so hard when you are a parent of a autistic boy. It's very difficult. I mean, a lot of times, myself included, I spent a lot of frustration looking for the right person, and the male therapist is a rare commodity.
Yeah.
So we're very, very stoked to have Jeff, and he's really easy to talk to. He's very down to earth,
very gentle,
very much of a like you say, a laid back guy who is very, very connected to our teens and adults. So definitely, if you have a male who is looking for a male therapist, some males look for a female therapist, but Jeff is your man.
But this is really a great opportunity, because there's that pairing that somehow seems to work really well within the community. So we have Jeff. We also have Michelle, who is, you've met her on the show before. She's a wonderful spirit, very experienced clinician, and she guest hosted for you and Matt. In terms, she's wonderful with families and couples, and she loves adolescents. So that's a bit of her forte. And then we also have Desiree, who has a huge wealth of experience in substance use and treatment. And also she likes working with adolescents as well, but also the usual anxiety, depression, anything that in terms that the family needs, family therapy, couples therapy, individual therapy. And then we're bringing on somebody that's a good friend of the center, Megan, who is in training as a therapist. She's highly enthusiastic, very excited to be a part of the center, and she will be joining our team as well. And she's available. She wanted to work with young adults as well, or
absolutely
anybody.
And she's been actually, I mean, I've known Megan since she was a little thing. She's my good friend Karen's daughter, but she's been around and working with the special needs community since she was preteen. So she has a lot of firsthand experience.
So much experience, and
very artistic, very connected
Yes.
to the kids in a way.
She's an ice skater too.
She's an ice skater. She's a professional ice skater, which is paramount when you're looking for a therapist, I think.
Right.
But we have something for everyone. And I think it's so important to have this like really diverse cast. And we really do have something for each individual in your family.
So are we going to save the 18 and older social club for later?
Let's save that.
Okay.
That can be the teaser. But let's
well, we want to talk about also the tribe.
Yes. Well, that's segue to our next
guest.
person who we're bringing on, who is a day-to-day part of the center and our manager of community outreach and operations. So let's bring in Shelby Landucci, who is not just community outreach, but she's also an autism mom. She has 2 daughters, actually, and so they're both teens. And so she really is in the thick of it, online learning, single mom, teens, one autistic, one typical. She has a little bit of every avenue of a real, really what is our clients. Shelby is our base. But what Shelby is doing in her community outreach kind of push for the fall is helping us get our tribe back together. And I think, Shelby, we all said that without our tribe, we're really feeling lost. We're feeling
the lost tribe is not
the lost tribe, the lost tribe. And that's not just for the Jewish families like myself. No. So one of the ways that we want to do this, obviously, and I'll let you talk a little bit about bringing our moms group back, and so important.
So, next month we are planning on trying to get the moms group together, but via Zoom, and really, really looking forward to that. It's not going to be the same as our normal moms groups, but I think at this point we just need to see each other and just chat.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, we're in need of it. It's just desperate need of it, and
very much so.
Yeah, and the dads group as well, and just to group together and just, what have we been going through? What is distance learning? How are we getting through it? Even if we just share our experiences or some new know-how on what to do with the regional centers or whatever, just different things that we need to talk about and just get it out and just realize that we're here for each other still. Because I think right now we've been so far away from each other that we have not really been in contact with each other, and this will regroup us together as well.
Absolutely. You know, that's the hard part. We're so disconnected because of certain reasons, right? Of health and safety reasons. But we do need to find our tribe again. And I really love that phrase, the lost tribe. We need to find our tribe. Because I'm definitely feeling it. I know that I spoke to my mother earlier. She was feeling very disconnected. And we have to find ways to really stay together and find our happiness, whatever that is.
Well, I think so many benefits come out of these groups. I mean, I remember when my youngest was first diagnosed and feeling completely shattered, going through a terrible divorce, totally clueless as to what to do. Yes. And going into these groups, I'm sure you'll agree with me, Shelby, our kids are a little bit older now, but when we were those new parents, getting the more seasoned parents in the room, and we all witnessed it at our last support group.
Yes.
Those are the magic moments. Those are the moments that I personally live for, is to have, I know in our Center Moms, we have a Center Moms on Facebook that you're all welcome to join. And we have a new mom in our group, and she asks questions once in a while. And I love that we have these seasoned moms who immediately are there to support her. And even though we're not seeing each other, it's on Zoom, it's still kind of like a support group because we are still talking about events. But now we all have this new issue that we really need support with which is the online learning.
Yes.
And I know you and I both are really struggling with that. You have 2 kids who are doing it. We have 3. And it's just overwhelming, and it's very, very difficult. And there's so many concerns just about that one subject.
Yeah. And Shelby, even I think I like what you said, even if it's just to just talk about what's been happening in your world, I think that's even supportive and also very cathartic to be able to at least just say how hard it is, just what Navah was explaining. It's important to just get it out, and I also, the one thing that I was thinking about as you guys were talking is that we no longer have these resource fairs. We don't have these places to network anymore that we used to go to and get support or be heard. I mean, we'd stay at the resource booth all day hearing people's stories.
Right.
And I'm sure that was helpful for some of the people. Oh, I had a fresh pair of ears to tell my story to.
Right.
And here's resources. So we really need to get back to that in some form to be able to support each other with resources, grassroots, reaching out, whatever it is.
Well, even we're talking about the resource fairs is this past weekend, Navah and I were involved with 2 different ones, and it was fascinating just to hear everybody else's point of view too on certain issues that we're all having with distance learning right now and regional center and what they can offer us and what they can't. And some of us don't know about different things that we can. So it's more and more things that we can learn from each other right now, who we can contact, and go forward so we can all get through this right now.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the most important point is we're all one family. It's kind of similar to what's going on with the center's partnership with Down Syndrome Association of LA, where
say that again. Down.
Are you going to test me on
no,
that?
No, I always
try. Down Syndrome Association of Los Angeles.
Perfect. Okay.
And but I mean, we are a center that supports all special needs families. Matt and I come from an autism background. Chrisa primarily is in the autism community.
Yeah.
But we want to have these kind of outreaches and support branches, branching out because we're all one family. And so like Shelby was saying, in October, and here's the drum roll, Shelby.
Yep.
We're going to have our first virtual community event, which is very exciting.
Very cool.
And one of the reasons why this event is so important because both Shelby and I have kids who Halloween is their favorite holiday.
Let's call it a holiday.
We are really in trouble because when they pulled the plug on trick-or-treating, I mean, we had a 24-hour meltdown in my house.
Yep.
And Eddie's still talking about, the horrors of just when he thought Corona couldn't get worse, you learn that there's no trick-or-treating.
Disappointment.
So we have to figure out how we can.
Well, I think, thank God to the candy companies. I think they lobbied.
Oh, I know.
Put pressure on the governor, like Hershey's or whatever.
But we understand why they did it, and we are going to err on the side of caution and do a drive-through situation. We'll have more information to follow.
Yeah.
But the center staff is going to be dressed up.
Yeah.
We're going to have the center witch again, the horrible, disgusting center witch who's going to join us. But we are going to be very, very COVID. Not COVID friendly as much as
safe.
Graduations where we just see each other in costume. It's important, but we're going to have our first virtual community event. And then we're also going to definitely get together, whether it's with Kamina and do a Reiki healing as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a center moms support group virtually. Matt is planning something for the dads, and that's going to be determined or to be announced. And
at some point though, I just want to tell everyone out there in Los Angeles that we are, depends on case by case, but we are going to see clients face to face because it is so difficult to have a session sometimes for a special needs person in telehealth with just the video.
Definitely.
It's really difficult. So if it's a really big issue for your kid or young adult, and so we do have some people that are willing to see clients face to face, obviously safely.
Yes, and thank goodness we have this wonderful facility.
Yes,
where we uniquely have the opportunity and the space.
Well, we have a huge family therapy room.
and it really is, and we're gonna when we.
So is that a possibility? Do you think coming down the line that maybe some of the moms might want to come in if we have a small group, or
that's possible. That's possible. I mean, we were able to have
on our patio.
There's no difference really between our safe in-person mini camp, our safe in-person enrichments that are starting the end of the month, because we do have, thanks to Minco, we do have rooms that are COVID plexiglass. Set up.
So that's a possibility.
Absolutely, and so we could have like our core group and our staff and Shelby and I and you in a room, and then we were zooming in our friends who are not able to join us.
That sounds great. So we have lots of options coming up.
We do, and Carolyn says that's a great idea.
Oh. Well, you know what? I mean, we're so fortunate here in Los Angeles. Well, not this week because we're having some issues with the smoke, but typically we have beautiful weather and it can be very lovely. And so we have a beautiful outdoor patio area that is private. And so we can ultimately have some type of maybe, not a mixer, but
outdoor dining.
Outdoor dining, right. And something, but we're going to have to check into that and make sure that we are safe and that we can do that.
But look for October is going to be a busy month. And what else are we going to debut in October, Shelby, that people should look out for?
Well, the end of this month, like you said, we're debuting the in-person classes.
Yes.
And so that's September 30th.
September 30th. So we're going to start on Wednesdays with a blended class of music with Judy and music with camp ed director and music therapist Judy Langdon, and Aviva, who's our art director. And then on Sundays, 11:30 to 1, we're going to have a all things art with Aviva.
Yes.
And I think it's really important too that these are 90-minute classes. We've extended them a little more just so parents can have a little more of a break and it's a little more of a mini camp kind of setting, and the parents have really voiced that that's what they want.
Yes.
But we are going to start doing a monthly newsletter starting in October.
Yes.
Just to keep you informed, and it'll be a great way of.
You'll have our schedule on it too.
And also the community can know what we're doing on a weekly basis, but also give us ideas. That we'll have a section for Parents Corner where they can really become more involved in the center, even if it is virtually. A lot of parents have wanted to get more involved.
And another thing about the virtual, doing the support groups virtually, is we can reach out to the whole country at this point too. So if there's a parent that you know of, mother or father that you know of that needs some support, please let them know about us, and we will be happy to have them join us.
Absolutely. Okay, so the last thing we wanted to talk about was, you and I really had just started with we had this wonderful new, our social director who is an autistic adult, Chelsea Darnell. And Chelsea really kind of took us to the next level. And we weren't just doing what everyone else is doing. We actually brought in somebody who speaks for the community and can say, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. And everything is happening organically with Chelsea's direction and really co-created by Chelsea. So I love that idea. I think it's something that everyone should be doing and listening to the actual individuals that we're serving. So our new kind of experience that we want to bring into our social club, which is now primarily just our weekly movie chat that Chelsea runs
on Saturdays,
which is a very successful social club that has really branched out from this kind of like small in person to this giant social virtual event that's every Saturday. And a lot of kids it's really what's kept them going during this unprecedented time was Chelsea's wonderful weekly movie chat. So we all saw this wonderful show that I'm not going to say the name of because we're going to talk about that on another show. But we really want to support the young adults with relationship support. So we've been working with Kathy Gott and Foothill Autism Alliance and some of the other organizations, and we're really going to create this amazing program within each organization to support relationship connections. So it's going to be dating, it's going to be relationship support. Chrisa, as the mental health director, is going to help facilitate and teach her therapist this modality and how can we support these kids who are just starting out in the dating world all the way to the end, and really have them feel like they're not in this alone, that it's such a scary unknown thing to date. Even when you're a typical person, it's scary, but to really feel like they have the support of mental health directors and therapists and other autistic adults who have been there and are already dating. So it's really going to be a very, very wonderful organic
experience. But because also it's not just supporting that person, it's really teaching skills necessary, understanding body language when you're out on a date, listening to the person's voice. These subtle cues that people take in automatically have to be taught sometimes to people, young adults, people on the spectrum. You have to sort of get in there and really give concrete examples. When they say, why didn't it work out? What was happening? You sort of have to give an analysis. Well, here's my opinion. Here's what I'm thinking might have happened. And so collaborate with the individual about the process and to take steps. I noticed that that's really hard. Like, how do you explain charisma? How do you explain body language, internal intuitive feelings? Sometimes it's really difficult to sense into that. Because what's chemistry? How do you explain that to someone when you're dating?
And also, what if you're dating somebody and you're sitting across from them and they're wearing a mask and you can't see the subtle facial cues?
That's our reality now.
But although a lot of this is online, wouldn't you say the majority of it and the meetings? I know a lot of people, even in these times.
Oh, you mean through the dating apps?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But they have opportunity to text, but that's just the surface level. All of those other things that come along with the successful relationship and perhaps intimacy down the line, if that's an option, has to sort of be supportive and taught and sort of explained in a way that makes sense to individuals on the spectrum. And
I loved one of the kind of the creators of this new program and this new kind of program pod that we're creating. She was talking about, Kathy Holloman was talking about how you have different groups based on what's realistic for that particular individual, because you have one person with autism, they're completely different, even in our own family. So everyone needs a different amount of support, but also with that wonderful element of having an autistic adult being the social director and really being able to have a different perspective that lay people don't have. We'll never have it. And we're so grateful that we have that in our program. And that we utilize her perception and her thoughts and her ideas, and we really collaborate together. So, we don't run it, we collaborate. Exactly. And I'd like to say that really it is always has been the mission statement kind of Matt and I. We have 3 autistic sons, and we always want the center, whether it's Camp Ed, where we started out hiring autistic adults, all the way to having now a social director who is an autistic adult and literally a very big pillar of our community and our center. But a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff going on, very exciting. Yep. And it's only the beginning. So we're going to have a very, very lot that's the most important thing, right? A lot to look forward to. These are times when it seems like there's not a lot to look forward to. We're definitely all not going to Hawaii in October, But
Or Tahiti.
no, we're not. Chris and I are going to Tahiti.
Tahiti
The second
one day.
this is over.
We're going to Tahiti, so be ready for us.
Yes,
We'll do our show.
Haneri, I'm coming to Tahiti. I have family in Tahiti.
We'll go.
But thank you all so much for watching us. Thank you, Shelby, so much
And
for
reach out to your tribe.
Yes, reach out to your tribe and don't be a lost tribe member.
Nope.
Reach out to your tribe, and we're gonna all get together next month and just have something to
Stay
look forward
tuned.
to. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Have a great day, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
We know we ask a lot from our patron and support network, and we are always so grateful for your generosity. In these challenging times, it's even harder to raise the funding we need to serve our community and achieve our goals. So we're always looking for new ways to maintain our revenue without adding additional burdens to our supporters. Today, we're excited to share a great opportunity that can really help our community and requires no additional out-of-pocket from you. We've partnered with the Liberty Company Insurance Brokers and their Liberty Cares program. Liberty Cares is simple. You already make monthly payments for your insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, or for your business. For every line of insurance you move to Liberty, they will donate 25% of the commissions they receive on your policies back to our cause. And under this special partnership arrangement, that donation will come to us again and again every year you keep your policy with Liberty. Often, you'll be able to move your insurance into this program simply by signing one form. It's that easy. The Liberty Company is one of the nation's largest insurance brokers, and they've won a number of recognitions for their excellent operations and workplace culture, so you can rest assured that you will be well taken care of. If you would like to learn more about how this new partnership with Liberty can help turn your insurance dollars into much-needed funds for our community, please visit libertycompany.com/libertycares or shoot them an email at libertycares@libertycompany.com. And please be sure to let them know that you're part of our community so that they will credit the benefit of your policies back to our organization. Your ongoing support is much appreciated, so thank you in advance.